Okay, before I met Pranita, I think I'd been struggling with weight and health issues for a while, particularly weight issues. I was gradually becoming heavier. I was feeling actually more lethargic, and I was definitely getting tired more quickly, and that had been going on for probably 4 or 5 years. And although I'd been regularly exercising before, I didn't really have the motivation to exercise very much because it felt uncomfortable, and I was just gradually getting heavier and heavier and feeling more uncomfortable with my clothes. Things didn't fit as well, and I was just feeling really a bit frustrated. I tried a number of weight loss programs, the traditional ones you'd expect, whether going along to weekly meetings of quite well-known slimming clubs, and also various mixtures and powders and that sort of thing. And what I found was I was losing a few pounds, and then I gained a few pounds back, and I was sort of yo-yoing backwards and forwards, and none of them were really working to any great extent. And actually I found it quite difficult to maintain them. So they hadn't really been much use to me, and I was getting increasingly concerned that actually there wasn't really a way that I could easily lose weight that was going to fit in with my lifestyle and the way that I sort of want to run my lifestyle. So I hadn't really found a way of me actually doing something which was any way meaningful. The number one reason why I joined Pranita and the Vitality Health Clinic is I'd increasingly got frustrated that I wasn't losing weight, but also what I found, I went to get some blood tests. And it really was a wake-up call, because in the blood test it showed that I was very near to being diabetic. None of my blood levels, particularly my cholesterol levels, and other levels such as homocysteine, which is an early indicator of Alzheimer's, they'd all crept up, and from my last blood test about 9 months before. So really it was a wake-up call that I've really got to do something that is actually going to make a difference, and that probably was the biggest motivator to joining Pranita and at the Vitality Health Clinic. So at my first clinic with Vanita, on my first consultation, what she did that was very good was she actually gave me a diagnosis. We looked at my blood tests, and then she went through those and looked at a number of other measures about my health, my weight, various things such as circumference, my heart, and particularly actually worked out actually a heart age as to where I was in terms of my overall health, putting all these figures in and working out what it actually came to in terms of what the consequences are of me continuing to go on this type of lifestyle, and also the opportunities that if I did lose weight and I did get healthier and I was able to reduce some of the levels that were becoming higher and higher, actually how much better I would feel. And what shocked me almost anything was actually how quickly it could be achieved. And we set some goals as to what could be achieved. I wasn't sure actually I could go get to them, but she had the confidence in me to do so. So that was the very first thing that I got the confidence from the very first consultation as to how I could actually do something meaningful. Okay. So my learning experience over the 6 weeks, first of all starting off with the diagnosis or the diagnostic, and then gradually over a period in a controlled way actually understanding what it is that actually puts on weight, what it is that's healthy and not healthy. So starting with food, going on to things such as what vitamins are appropriate for me, the sort of exercises that I could manage without finding them unpleasant or painful, and then also visualization techniques, how important they are, and how in terms of actually what my goal is, and other areas such as lifestyle and sleep, how they all contributed to actually encouraging me, number one, but also having the right beneficial effect in terms of weight loss and also improving my general well-being and energy and vitality. Each time we had a session, Pranita would provide me with a report, just, if you like, a summary of what we discussed, so I could take it back and actually work on it. And actually, again, it went on in a systematic way through from food to vitamins to exercise. And the support she gave me during that time, not only at the meetings when I met with her, but also the follow-up telephone calls where appropriate, where I in fact wasn't quite sure about something. It was constant, and what it actually did is actually made me motivated to want to continue, and partly accountable, so that each time we reached a milestone I was motivated to get to the next milestone. Over the 6 sessions I lost over a stone, which was much more than I ever anticipated I would lose. But what I also did is take some further blood tests, and that would really, the results were just remarkable. I actually never predicted that things could improve to such an extent. I was particularly worried that I was pre-diabetic, and the blood tests after I'd worked with Pranita showed that I was no longer pre-diabetic. My glucose level had come down 20–25%, even my cholesterol levels were down 27%, and such things as homocysteine level, which actually worried me because it could be an early sign of Alzheimer's, that had improved by over 20%. And altogether, the combination of all my weight loss and also my blood tests actually contributed to the fact that my heart age actually improved by 14 years. And that was miles better than I ever thought I could achieve during that period of time. So it was quite remarkable. Okay, the other changes, I suppose, are the fact that I'm motivated to take on exercise. I'm enjoying the exercise. I'm also enjoying the more nutritional food. I was turning to comfort eating very often. And what I was finding was before I started with Pranita, I'd fall asleep in the evening quite easily. You know, I'd be napping sometimes during the day, especially at weekends. So my vitality has improved so much that I don't fall asleep in the evening. I have a better night's sleep. It's more restful, and I've got more energy when I'm awake. So those sort of things probably were a little bit unexpected, but that's been the byproduct of actually all the things that she's recommended to me. So the biggest difference I think that my wife has noticed, particularly, and is very pleased about, is my tummy's reduced. I can get into clothes I couldn't get into for quite a number of years. And the fact that I'm not falling asleep so constantly, especially in company when it's quite embarrassing to do so, and I've got more vitality and energy. So they notice it even more than I do. And my children have noticed it, particularly people have noticed it that maybe haven't seen me for a few weeks and then remark that when they've seen me over such a short period of time they can see a noticeable change. I look altogether a slimmer, fitter self and probably a few years younger than what I was before I started. Yeah, I'm enjoying the new me because I've got vitality and energy, and I'm now probably the shape that I wanted to be for a number of years. So, number one, I enjoy being, what I'm looking like now much more than I was looking like before, and I'm enjoying the fact that I've got a lot more energy and able to do more things than I was able to do for quite some time. I think the first thing is that why I would recommend it is because it's a holistic and comprehensive approach. It's not just relying on one particular type of food product or type of food products, and it's more an understanding of why things don't work. It works as worked on the food I take, the vitamins I take, the type of exercise, my lifestyle in terms of how what I'm doing, in terms of visualising. I thought the visualising techniques were very good because they came home in terms of actually what I anticipated would happen. So it's given me a great deal of confidence, and because it's not reliant just on food, it's reliant on a number of things, I think it works much more effectively. The second thing is it doesn't rely on fatty things, so I'm eating good nutritional food that I enjoy, I'm enjoying my exercise, so actually it's an enjoyable process. And thirdly, I think I'd recommend it because Pranita gives fantastic support, and you don't just go along once and that's it, or you go along once a week. She's given continual support throughout the time that you're with her, either by telephone calls or if you've got a query or a worry, she'll always come back to you very quickly. And that constant support and motivation is also something that I think is quite unique with the sort of programme that she provides. So I'm extremely thankful, and I would recommend it for all those three reasons. And I think if you go to Pranita, she'll definitely make sure that you succeed.